We were hanging out one night with our new roommate who happened to go to school at Hampden-Sydney, and he was a football player, and he started to tell us about this guy that he and all the players used to hang out with named Shorty. After we talked about it a little bit and decided that that was the direction that we'd like to go, was to make this movie, we brought it up with Danny Aiello to see what he would think about the whole thing.
Revolution Earth, which is our company, has a lot of different projects. They're on different levels of the burner. However, we chose, out of all the projects we had, to go for Shorty. Our intent was to do something very special for people with Down syndrome, and the opportunity of letting people at large have the opportunity of seeing exactly what Down syndrome is and how people with it function like any other people.
I called up the Sims looking to talk to somebody, and I actually got Miss Scott. And I remember at first she sounded a little confused about the whole thing, and I think later on she told us that she actually thought I was a telemarketer.
I almost hung up. I thought they were a telemarketer. Michael didn't hardly get 2 words out of his mouth before I almost went click.
So their initial reaction was, after Michael called them, I think they thought we were kind of crazy.
Yeah, they were right.
They were right.
And they were right.
Many of the people that Walter tracks sort of march to a different drum beat. So when this talk began about movie, and I thought, well, here's another one of Walter's kooky friends, and nothing will ever happen. And then when the guys from Revolution Earth came down for that first 4 or 5 day period to meet Walter and talk to the officials of the college, you know, for the first time did I ever think, you know, there really might be something to this. It might actually happen.
Actually, it was one of those things that we really didn't think were going to happen, because from the time we found out about Shorty to the time that we were going to move down to Farmville, it was a period of 1 month. And in that 1 month, we were miraculously able to raise the money, buy all the equipment we needed, pack up our stuff, crew the production, and then move down to Virginia. The school was fantastic. It was pretty interesting because we asked a lot for them. We called them up basically about 2 or 3 weeks before the production and said, hey, listen, we'd like to come down and make a movie, except we need you to put us up and feed us.
Yeah, for 4 months.
That's
for
okay,
free.
right, for
Thanks.
free. Oh, and there are 4 of us, by the way. But they did it, and they were wonderful about it. And I mean, we obviously wouldn't have been able to make the movie without the school. They were, they played a very important role. And Hampden-Sydney is truly a wonderful, wonderful place.
No, I mean, the school went really out of their way. It was kind of strange. We went down there a few times. I guess twice we met with them before we actually started production to convince them that we were legit and that we actually wanted to make this movie about Shorty. We weren't just 4 guys from Jersey that needed a free ride for 4 months. But they put us up in a house. There was actually a house right off of campus that they donated basically to the production for 4 months. And they even gave us just cool little student ID cards so we could go and eat in the commons with all the other students for free. Which was the closest I've ever actually come to going to college.
His exact words are pretty close, where I don't think this is a good idea. I don't have much personality.
I don't have much personality.
I said, Walter, I agree with you.
He was a little thrown at first. He was a little hesitant, actually, about us following him around with all this equipment. He thought he had to carry the equipment. He thought it was part of his job to help us pack and carry all the stuff.
What am I doing to help you with?
You don't need to help us stand.
Oh, I like to be a part of it.
You are a part of it.
Yeah, man. I pay my dues.
But after a while, I think he realized he was the star.
There you go, babe. I'm a movie star. Here I go. How am I doing? The camera's looking. Got pussycat eyes, pussycat lips. I will, madam.
Okay. Thanks for coming back.
Okay, myself.
Okay. See you.
The football program is very important to Shorty. We really got to see that firsthand once training camp started, because once training camp started, Shorty was there at practice every day, we were there at practice every day, and it just seemed like we were shooting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
In my mind, and maybe I'm a ham at heart, but I just felt like for the program, it adds some credibility to what we were trying to accomplish.
Revolution Earth is a company out of Jersey and New York area, and they're going to be filming our entire season. We are the backdrop for a story and a documentary they're doing on our local movie star, who I'm going to introduce right now, Walter Sims. Walter, could you stand up?
The hitching post scenes were memorable, and I think you can't really separate them because I guess we did it every week there. But that was a fun part for me, and the kind of behind-the-scenes stuff and some of the stuff that's not going to be in the movie. I think I'd like to rehear again.
I'm a star, baby. Star's born.
But I think as a coach, I go back to the first day and the early shoots when the excitement was really big time around here, and just seeing you guys out there at 6 in the morning that first day, and filming Tony Rickapukin after the tank test.
Yeah, boy! Let it go.
To me, that was that was neat.
We didn't know exactly how we were going to tell Shorty's story, and in interviewing people for the movie, Grady wound up telling us his favorite Shorty story, which was about Shorty's birthday wish. And as soon as we heard that, we knew.
His one and only wish for his birthday last year was to beat Randolph-Macon. And to me, that might be the most unselfish thing I've ever seen somebody do in their life. Somebody like Walter that could wish for anything. And that's the only wish he had, was beat Randolph-Macon.
So we had this great star, we had this great setting, and we had this great story, and we just really had to kind of figure out who we wanted to tell that story. And the closest person to us in our relationship with Shorty was Grady, and he'd really be able to kind of give that feeling that we had while we were down there for 4 months.
Just being able to narrate the movie and tell this guy's story is it's pretty exciting.
There was a time when really the only people who felt that Grady could do the job was Daniel, myself, and Grady.
My wife, usually gives me a hard time about my dialect and how I talk, and she's like, "They want you to narrate it?" It's the start of training camp for the Hampden-Sydney Tigers football team. And for the first time in a long... Sorry, I'm going through puberty. At no time did I ever think that I didn't want to do it. Right. And it's just been a great time being down here every day, going through the lines. But nothing will keep me from our next game. It's a big one. It's really a big job to try to portray through words what this guy's all about. Mm-hmm. We're best buds.
I am Walter Sims. Walter Sims, greatest guy in the world. I am a great guy. Come go anytime I want, do what I please, right on campus, see everybody, campus. I like so much about campus. People live here. Because I have neighbors, people I know I'm growing up with. I do the best I can, help everybody around here. Hey, I look back, I come here, I'm here now. My life turned well.
He's such an unbelievable human being. There's nothing about Shorty that's not real, that's not true, and that's not genuine.
Shorty finds joy in the simplest of things, complicated as life is, and as ugly and as stressful as life can be. Like if everybody was a little bit more like Shorty, life would be a lot easier.
Just a rat.
Is that a rat? That's a rat. Okay.